Hello there, Scorpio. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading is going to be for Scorpio for February of 2021. For all of you that are new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month, and we use the bottom card on the deck for kind of an overall view of the month. And we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you during the reading, so I guess it makes all of you Scorpios named Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. It will give you a more comprehensive view of the month, and I don't think the cards will go week by week. I think they'll most likely blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme. Now, our words are interesting. We got one of the same words as Libra did, so maybe some of you are out there are on the cusp or something. We have responsibility, inspiration, purification, vision, and tenderness. And it really looks like we're going to make some big time changes this month. I can tell you that right off the bat. We have some pretty tough cards in here, but I think that the decisions that we make this month are going to be decisions that we make internally. And we're going to do them because of the purification word. Every time Spirit tells me the word purification, I hear in my head, I've cried more than enough tears. And we have some hard energy coming in here. Maybe it's because of the eclipse. Some of it, I think it eclipses at the very end of January, either the 30th or 31st, or no, or not eclipse, I meant, what do I call that? Mercury retrograde energy, which confuses stuff dramatically, communications, things along that nature, because we have some pretty tough cards in here. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought, should I pick them up and put them back in? But I think better to know and prepare and get ready for things, or make the changes that we have to make ahead of time, or they get made for us, basically. At least that's my considered opinion, but that's a Frankie opinion. It may not be opinion of everybody, because our first card here is the 5 of Swords. That's pretty hard energy. The 5 of Swords is the double-edged sword. One side is defeat, misfortune, betrayal, loss. The other side is learning to accept the boundaries that we all have to face in our lives and live with. Not flying in the face of unavoidable limitations. Someone can disappoint us with this card, but when they disappoint us, we usually have expected way too much of them. We Scorpios, for the most part, expect a lot out of ourselves, and sometimes we expect a lot out of the others that are around us, because we think maybe they're as responsible as we are, and a lot of times they're not. But when I think about this card, there's a big fight. He has 3 of the swords, 2 are laying on the ground. There's 3 people down there with their backs turned, heads down, being really sad looking. Every time I see this card, I hear very clearly, pick and choose your battles. So keep that in mind, because we have that word purification. I've cried more than enough tears about something. So all 5s are about adjusting, and change coming indicates we're in a period of adjusting to some kind of a change brought on through loss sometimes, maybe through being just distressed about something all the time. But change is part of life, it just is. That we're guaranteed of. So the more difficult, the more we resist it, the more difficult we make it for our very own selves. So whatever's being challenged, in our lives this month is calling for change. Maybe it's our lifestyle, it could be our philosophy, maybe our inner beliefs about ourselves. Maybe we're thinking wrong about ourselves for some reason or another. But now's the time to make the change and to bring those changes forward. Bring them forward into our daily lives. But doing it because what I keep hearing, whoops, I lost our Five of Swords. We didn't want it anyhow. What I keep hearing is we're the one that's responsible for changes that we make and making them on our own, right? So getting that vision for ourselves, deciding what's good, deciding what's not right for us anymore is our personal responsibility, period. It's our personal responsibility because we would not appreciate it if someone else made that change for us without our input into it. Because our next card here is the Eight of Cups, and that's when there's some type of situation in our life that our only choice now is to turn our back on it and go in another direction. What's there either isn't, period, working as we expected it to, or it isn't even all that important to us anymore, because cups are emotional energy, and this person is walking away from 8 perfectly neatly stacked cups, so sometimes it could be some type of effort that we had made that was made in vain, and now we want to or we need to abandon it. This is a card of wishing that things were different, but knowing that they're not, knowing we have to let go of something, no matter what it is. So it's time to cut our losses, get out of the situation. That we've tried and it's failed anyhow, even with our very best efforts being done. Unfortunately, it's usually some type of relationship issue, partnership, a friendship, things like maybe a family member that I need to distance myself from that has reached such a state of deterioration that the only choice is to walk away from it, period. And I've heard people say about that card that sometimes, the Eight of Cups could be something simple, like my kids are going back to school, so I'm not turning my back on them. They'll be back with the laundry, things like that, But for the most of us, I don't think that's exactly where it's going to lay in our lives, because we have, like I said, we have guidance, but we have some harsh energies this month in the cards. So the next card here is the Hermit, and that is our guidance card right there. Hermit is the guide figure. He's usually waiting for us to turn to him for advice somewhere. We could be aware of the influence and not wanting to deal with it, not wanting to go within and find out what it is, ignoring it, period, even though our intuition's up and it's telling us something. So sometimes we're actively seeking the advice of the invisible world or spiritual guidance. What do I do in this situation? What am I going to do? It can take some kind of physical form somehow. Sometimes, like putting ourselves in isolation, becoming like a monk, going out of town for a couple of days, turning off the phone, seeking solitude, things like that. Wanting to gain a perspective on our lives and being open really open to the inner guidance that is there for us. And I think that it's really going to be important to us to turn within and to get our own guidance this month. I really believe that in my heart, because there's so many harder factors coming up. And like I said, it's our responsibility ourselves to make whatever changes we want, because we don't want them forced on us or inflicted on us. We have that word purification in here, and that means I've already been there, done it. I've cried more than enough tears over this situation. So why not take the time to go within, do what the way or the right thing that I'm feeling guided to do. Produce my own vision and be tender and kind to myself, like our words there. And we're always free to do that. Our next card here, Ten of Swords. I was like, ouch. But then I thought about it. The Hermit is a 9. That's when the cycle is like finished. The 10 is, that's the end, and I'm starting a new cycle. But I got these cards because they've got very vivid color on them. And I just love the colors. But if you saw this card in person, I don't know what it looks like on a video, but that's real looking blood sticking out of this person. Ten of Swords is a hard energy, but it indicates a situation. Well, let me say it this way. It indicates something in our lives that was very difficult for us, but it does mark the beginning of the end of a period of trials and tribulations in our life. It signifies the beginning, because a 10 reduces to 1. So it signifies the beginning of an entirely good and new cycle coming in. So we have to clear away the debris of the old cycle now ending, and sometimes the process is extremely painful. This is a statement that we need to make a clean break from our past. So is that 8 of Cups energy, kind of like that. We have, let me look here, 8, 9, and 10, all right, coming up in a row. So clean break with the past and all of its pain and suffering. Anything that was holding us down or back, whether it means a divorce or could be like quitting a job, changing a career, changing a traditional belief system, but it's now necessary for us to make the break, make it cleanly, and to leave no loose ends. Like, tie it up, it's over. I stated my case, end of the story. It can be in any portion of our life. These are just general readings. Sometimes I look at this card and I think maybe I was really sick, or had surgery, and I'm ready to get better. I'm in that healing state right now. So it's time to see the situation around us very clearly without previous illusions that have clouded our vision, and to know that whatever we're looking at or forward towards now is going to be the best thing for us. And I think in order to do that this month, we're really going to have to take responsibility and use that Hermit card energy to the very best of our ability, and set that new vision, set that new inspiration for forward momentum in our lives. Because the next card here is the Tower. I told you it was I think it's going to be a rough month for us. The Tower kind of is the overthrow of false ideas, old habit patterns that need to be gotten rid of for some reason, but most people don't like anything that upsets their routine, period. This is the way I did it before. This is the way I'm always going to do it. So it can put extremely uncomfortable feelings on us. Sometimes there is some kind of loss with the Tower card, maybe personal, maybe financial, or the breakup of a marriage or a friendship, something like that. But if we had carefully examined all of the factors that were going on around generally, and we were willing to face the facts, generally, we would have seen this coming. And we have that word vision in there. Sometimes the Tower is an event that I totally did not expect. I don't think lightning striking us or anything like that, but whatever it is that is destroyed, basically, with this Tower event that caused the fight, that caused the disruption, whatever, it needed to go. It had served its purpose. It was time, and I think that the Tower comes a lot of times when we're discontent and we feel like we're stuck somehow in the status quo, same old energy, but not when we don't know quite how to make the needed changes that we have to make. And the Tower card fires off that urgent need to break free from the restrictions that were limiting us, maybe from further development, things like that. Any limitations are things that are holding me back or down. But we do have that Hermit card in there. So even though these cards seem a little harsh, I believe that and we are intuitive, there is no doubt about that one. If we really take that alone time, sit down with ourselves, look within, figure out what is it that I really need to change, and kind of face it squarely and choose to change it, no matter what it is. But that's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to bring forward the new vision and inspiration for myself, and to be tender and kind to myself, because I've already cried more than enough tears, basically. What's our angel word here? Acceptance. Ouch. Oh boy, Scorpio, we got acceptance for the angel word. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and you lift everyone up to the highest potential, their highest potential. All of us go when we do this kind of thing. What did I tell Libra? I can't remember what I said, but it was something that's real similar and appropriate to that acceptance type of card. When we do what is right for ourselves, truly right for ourselves, everybody else benefits, even if we never see that outcome. And that's like a spiritual truth. It says you receive this card to help your relationship with yourself and others. Next time you're tempted to judge yourself or someone else harshly, pray for their health and happiness instead. This more positive route builds self-esteem, harmony, and heals relationships. Notice how much better you feel when you think positively about yourself and others. Don't try to control or change others. Let go of the tendency to force things to happen, and you'll receive your desired or better outcome more peacefully. When one door closes, another one opens. Well, Scorpio, this was a little bit of a crazy reading for us this month, but that was our reading for the month. I want to tell you all, thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or If you want to just go neb about me or you need to set an appointment, all of the information's down below the screen in the About section over at the website. And over at the website, there's 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class I put out there for you. The other one explains the sutra classes. The prayer class is 2.5 hours long. It tells you how to format prayers, why you would do them the way you do. And the sutras are simple thought forms you put in a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day, enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. So to all of you, and I can say this now, that I've met through 5 whole years of doing YouTube readings, and everyone I've met through 33 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye.